guys, my name is Shruti of class 12th from SRDAV Public School, Dhanvir, Delhi. So today in the Itihas episodes, our topic will be History of Hill Stations of India. So in this video, we will be covering about hill stations history, that who found hill stations, why hill stations were made or built, what was the need of hill stations in medieval India or when India was under the rule of Britishers. Also, we'll be covering that which are the most famous hill stations in India. We'll be covering that their history, who found them, how their name was named, places to visit there, best time to visit hill stations. So let's have a look. Okay. So here we will be studying about history of hill stations in India. Hill stations in India were established for a variety of reasons. After the revolt of 1857, the British sought further distance from what they saw as a disease within. Land by escape with Himalayas in the north and the Nilgiris in the south, a pattern which started even before 1857. A hill station is a town located at a higher elevation than the nearby plain or valley. The term was used mostly in colonial Asia, but also in Africa, for towns founded by European colonial rulers as refugees from the summer heat of where the temperatures are cooler. They established hill stations. Hill stations in India were established for a variety of reasons. One of the first reasons in the early 1800s was for the place to act as a sanatorium for the ailing family members of the British rulers. First hill station built by Britishers was Penang. The first hill station or town by Britishers in other tropical colonies such as Ceylon and the Malay Straits. The earliest such hill stations was at Penang in Malay, which was the need of hill station in India. What? Hill stations are small towns established by English colonialists in Africa and India at a higher elevation than the surrounding valleys. Many times, hill stations were used as a vacation homes or a way to escape the oppressive heat of the sea regions. Why did the British develop hill stations? The British built hill stations to avoid the hot weather of cities and enjoy the cool weather of hill stations. The purpose behind making such hill stations was to recreate the atmosphere of their home country like Europe. Example: Shimla, Darjeeling, Mussoorie, and Dalhousie. Why were hill stations important for colonial economy? Hill stations were important for the colonial economy because with the setting up of the tea and coffee plantations in the adjoining areas, influx of immigrant labor from the plain began, which proved beneficial for the colonial economy. For example, tea plantation of Darjeeling. So from here we will be having a look at the most famous hill stations in India, that are Dalhousie, Dehradun, Jammu, Mussoorie, and Shimla. History of Dalhousie. The city founded during the 1850s during time of British law in India is vested on the western side of Dhauladhar Peak of the Himalayas. Dalhousie is the gateway to the Chamba Hill State, which has a wealthy culture background with history dating back to the 7th century AD. Who discovered Dalhousie? It was in the year 1854 that Sir Donald MacLeod of the British Empire suggested that this place be named after the famous Viceroy of India, Lord Dalhousie. How did Dalhousie get its name? Etymology: Dalhousie town was named after the Earl of Dalhousie, who was the British Governor General in India while establishing this place as a summer retreat. Why is Dalhousie famous? Known for its pleasant climate, natural beauty, Dalhousie is one of the most famous hill stations in Himachal Pradesh. Dalhousie is located in the district of Chamba at an elevation of ground 2000 meters. The station is situated at the western end of Doladar range of mountains. So, next is history of Dehradun. Dehradun itself derives its name from the historical fact that Baba Ram Rai, the eldest son of the 7th Sikh Guru Hari Ram, set up his dera, which means camp, in Doon, which means valley, in 1676. This Dehradun later on became Dehradun. Who founded Dehradun? Historically, Dehradun was a part of the Grewal kingdom, also known as Kedar Khand, which was founded by Ajaypal around 1400 by capturing all the minor principalities of the Grewal region under his own sway, and thereafter he and his descendants ruled over Grewal and the adjacent state of Tehri Grewal. Most famous place to visit Dehradun is Darbar Sahib Gurdwara, Jhanda Mela, Dehradun. So here we will be studying about the history of Darbar Sahib Gurdwara. Sri Guru Ram Rai Darbar Sahib in Dehradun is a philanthropic organization of the Sikh sect. Sri Guru Ram Rai Ji, the eldest son of the 7th Guru of the Sikhs, Hari Rai Ji, has established it for protecting and spreading the traditions, ideals and philosophies of Hinduism. Dehradun owes its name and history to the emergence of Shri Guru Ram Rai Ji, who came to this then small, green, Arcadian abode way back in 1676. He established his dera in Doon Valley, which later became popular as Dehradun. During the reigns of Aurangzeb, the Doon Valley was Guru Maharaji properties. The Britishers could enter only after taking permission from the Darbar Sahib. Darbar Sahib still owns a large part of this property. The building of the Darbar Sahib is an epitome of Islamic and Hinduism culture and architectures. The building contains domes, minarets, gurudwara, mural paintings reflecting a mixed culture and represents spiritual enlightenment. Till date, people of all classes, caste, and creed visit the Darbar Sahib. Shri Guru Ram Rai Ji was born on Chhatrwadi Kiratpur district, Ropar in Punjab. In his sacred memory of the famous fairs of northern India, that is, Jhanda Fair of Dehradun is celebrated every year, which begins on the day of his birthday, which incidentally coincides with the day of his arrival at Dehradun in 1676. Shri Guru Ram Rai Ji left for his heavenly abode in 1687. After that, Sajda Nashun, Shri Mahant have been ascending the Gaddi and were persons of extreme wisdom with a strong sense of devotion, commitment and services to mankind. The ninth Shri Mahant Indradesh Charan Das Ji established Shri Guru Ram Rai Education Mission and brought a revolution in the field of education. In a short span of holding the Gaddi, he has completed a number of tasks like renovation and preservation of buildings, mural paintings at Sri Ram Darbar Sahib, restoration of Sarovar in front of Darbar Sahib, lodging facilities for Sangat and devoted ensuring maintenance and modernization of 122 schools and colleges, including Institute of Technology and Pharmacy colleges, and buildings of more education centers in remote areas. So our next topic is Dharmshala. Want to visit Dharmshala or you want a break from your life? Dude, visit Dharmshala. I visited Dharmshala in 2018 and my experience was damn good. I visited there with my family and we enjoyed a lot. So I'll not waste time. So let's study about Dharmshala. So history of Dharamshala is the Tibetan settlement of Dharamshala began in 1959 when the Dalai Lama had to flee Tibet and the Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, allowed him and his followers to settle in McLeodganj in Upper Dharamshala. A former colonial British summer picnic spot. Dharamshala and the surrounding regions were a part of the Katoch dynasty of Kangra for nearby 2 millennia. With the coming of the British rule in India, Dharamshala became a part of province of Punjab. The city as we see it today first came into being with the settlement of the first Gurkha rifles near the site of the Hindu sanctuary of slopes of Dholadhar Hills. The town was also a popular summer vacation spot for the Britishers. Then came the devastating earthquake of 1905. Today, this town is an amicable mixture of Indians and Tibetans, with both contributing to the legacy of Dharamshala. So here we will be studying about the culture of Dharamshala. The culture of Dharamshala is very vibrant and closely linked with the religious practices followed by the people of the city. The influences of the nomadic Gaddis, Hinduism and Buddhism can all be found in the traditions here. The traditional folk dances of India linked with Hinduism are performed in Dharamshala. Consequently, Dharamshala is quite famous for its authentic Tibetan cuisines. The people of this town celebrate many festivals like the Haldi festival, Lohri, Agriculture Festival, Losar Festival, International Himalaya Festival, and many more. You'll love Dharamshala for greenery, landscape, monasteries, food, culture, peace. The best time to visit Dharamshala is March to July, which are the summer months in the beautiful town. The history valleys will be dotted with colorful and fragrant flowers with temperatures ranging from 22 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. The Tibetan New Year occurs sometimes in February or March, is celebrated with a great fanfare as Losar festival. This gives tourists another reason to visit Dharamshala during these months, making it among the most crowded months for this town. Its altitude is 4,780 feet above sea level. Some places I am telling you to visit Dharamshala are Prairie Dal Lake, Kangra Fort, Kangra Art Museum, Mansoor Rock Temple, Dharamshala Cricket Stadium, Library of Tibetan Works and Archives, Triund, the best place ever I visited here. You must visit. Jwala Devi Temple, Hanuman Katibba, Naam Art Gallery. From here, we will be studying about Jammu. Jammu. How can someone stop themselves from not visiting to Jammu? The most famous hill station in India. The most beautiful station. So let's study the history of Jammu. The city of Jammu is named after Jambu Lochan, the brother of Bahu, a powerful local chieftain who ruled during the 9th century. It said that on becoming King Jambu Lochan went on a hunt and crossing the Tavi found a deer and a tiger drinking water from the same tank. His minister explained that this meant that the soil of the place was so vigorous that no living creature bone enmity against another. Raja Jambu Lochan decided to build his capital, Jambupura, on his soil, on the right bank of the Tavi overlooking his brother King Bahu's fort. The Jambupura later came to be known as Jammu, the state of Jammu Kashmir, which was earlier under the rule of Hindus and Muslims, came under the rule of Mughals under Emperor Akbar. After the period of Afghan rule from 1756, it was annexed to the Sikh kingdom of the Punjab in 1819. In 1846, Ranjit Singh made over the territory of Jammu to Maharaj Gulab Singh, and Jammu and Kashmir came into being as a single political and geographical entity following the Treaty of Amritsar between the British government and Gulab Singh signed on March 16, 1846. Since then, the state remained under the Dogra rule till the time India gained independence. At the time of independence, like all the state and Jammu and Kashmir was also given the option of either joining India or Pakistan. However, the then ruler Maharaja Hari Singh decided not to exercise the option immediately but had to sign the instrument of accession when Pakistan attracted the territory later the same year. Some of the tourist attractions are Amar Mahal Museum, Bahu Fort, Hari Market, Mansar Lake, Mubarak Mandi Place, Pir Baba Dargah, Raghunath Temple, and Surinsar Lake. Mussoorie, the Queen of Hills. History of Mussoorie. The name Mussoorie is often attributed to a derivation of Mansoor, a shrub which is indigenous to the area. The town is often referred to as Mussoorie by most Indians. In 1803, the Gorkhas under Singh Thapa conquered the Garhwal and the Dehra, whereby Mussoorie was established. When Mussoorie established? 1823. Mussoorie is also known as the Queen of Hills. But did you know that the town itself has been in existence for less than 200 years, with the first settlement being established by British captain in 1823? Indeed, Mussoorie has an intriguing past, one well worth while exploring. Why Mussoorie is famous? Mussoorie is a charming hill station in India, known for its colonial charm, beautiful churches, and scenic surroundings. Nestled in the foothills of the Himalayas, this place is flocked by tourists around the year. Who founded Mussoorie? Frederick Young. Frederick Young, the Irish Army officer who founded Landown and Mussoorie, died in 139 years ago in Ireland on Friday, May 24. Is the 139th death anniversary. What is special in Mussoorie? Lake Mist. The pristine Lake Mist is among the most beautiful attractions of Mussoorie. The Queen of Hills, embraced by forest-covered terrains from all sides, this picturesque body is an ideal place for spending moments of repose with friends and families. Which city is known as Queen of Hills? Obviously, it's Mussoorie. What Mussoorie called? Mussoorie, popularly known as the Queen of Hills. This charming hill station, 34 kilometers from Dehradun, is situated at an altitude of 203 meters plus 65,000 feet in the Grewal Hills. Above sea level, Mussoorie is one of the best to me. It is super. Best or super. Beautiful hill station in India and the most frequently visited. Height of Mussoorie 205 meter. Best time to visit Mussoorie is during summers as it offers an excellent respite from the scorching summer heat. April to June. The months of April, May and June witnessed the peak season owing to the pleasant climate, while those looking to watch the sea snowfall should visit Mussoorie during winters. Places to visit in Mussoorie: Lal Tibba, Kempty Falls, best place I visited. Gun Hill, Lake Mist, Clouds End, Mussoorie Mall Road, Gunalti, Jwala Devi Temple. Here I will be ending my video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked it. Please subscribe, like and share.